It is a beautiful day here at Scalp Logic, and I'm gonna have you put your head down for me just slightly. This is after one session. I hope you guys can see it. There's actually a lot of impressions that's stuck. It looks absolutely fantastic. As you can see, this area over here is a little bit lighter, and that's very, very common. Sometimes there's usually one area that's a bit more stubborn than the other, but we're gonna draw out the hairline again, and then we're gonna get ready for session 2. All right, there we go. Okay. Perfect. So I'm gonna have you look straight at me and let's get this going. Did you like where we were at before with the hairline?
Yes, I just definitely wanted to make sure that the look of my sides or my hairline going back is no longer an issue.
Understood. I'm gonna back this up so people can see a little bit better. I think the hairline, the sides are always very confusing for people, especially when they see the wax pen, because they automatically think like it's gonna be like that straight line.
Right.
And with the hairline, as you remember last time, it takes us a minute to kind of get the flow for what works and kind of fill it out. And everybody's different. I think everybody's got like their own idea of what's the right hairline, and then based on their face, right? Because that's another thing is like sometimes you're looking at a hairline online and you're like, oh, I love that, but your face is completely different. I mean, almost like you got to keep that in mind.
I found if I can pick one out, I like Joe's.
Well, that's good for me then, right?
Yes.
That's lucky.
Yes.
Let me make sure. There it goes. Perfect. It's interesting because I think always after session 1, people are always, the first thing is always, okay, is it going to be natural, right? That's the first fear. And then once you kind of get over that fear and you know that it's going to be 100% undetectable, then it's like, okay, how quick can I get this on?
Well, when I saw you filled in, I had a spot coming here.
Yeah.
So I know when you were doing the first session, I could see that was gone, and that alone was actually pretty impressive to see that, and actually satisfying to have that little section gone. And I know you had there's a lot of work to do. It's a process.
It is 100% a process, especially when it comes to like the hairline, the feathering, all of that stuff. And it's like I'm looking at your face when you're speaking. I'm looking at what side goes up higher,
Right.
how your eyebrows raise, like just all of it, how it goes. The hairline is absolutely my favorite part though. I think it's just the most important part. I mean, obviously like the impression and making sure it looks 100% undetectable and something that's going to be with you long term. But when you've got that frame to your face and then the right frame, right? Because like even right now, I've got 2 different things going on both sides, and I'm just kind of working it, and then I'm going to show you, and then we can see how we feel about it. All right. This is about to be his second session, correct? We're asking questions.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
And it wasn't too painful last time, right?
I actually enjoyed it. It
Same.
sounds kind of weird, but I actually enjoyed it. It's like butter. It felt like a sewing machine going in butter, and I just could have stayed there all day, honestly.
That's what we like to hear. I think a lot of people, it's like, there's so many things that you have to check off the list. Is it going to be natural? You know, are the impressions going to be small? Is it going to fit with my face? And then it's like, okay, is it going to hurt?
I still go back to Joe. When I saw him, it's a no-brainer. So
Yeah, I know. It's really cool to be able to. I think so many people don't get to see it in person, so they have no idea.
And if I have where I live, I may not have known it, but it was good to come see in person.
Just to give you guys an idea, look at this. So both sides, it's not right yet, okay? So this is the whole process, is we've got to draw it out. We got to see what fits with this face, what's going to be the right fit. This side is a much lower. I'm liking the further back right now just because it gives us more wiggle room. If we always do it in a safe build-up manner, no mistakes can ever be made. And I just like the way it fits his face. But it is going to be his decision, so I'm going to finish drawing it out and then we'll show you guys. If I can ask you, if you feel comfortable sharing on live, like for you, what was your like moment where you were like, all right, I want to get this done. I'm pretty sure that this is what I want for me.
It's been a couple of years I've been watching it. I've been commenting all this time. Actually, during the pandemic is when I discovered you, but I did my research. I learned about impressions. I live in the East Coast, and there's a lot of folks that do this. And I found the major difference is the needle size. I didn't know what that meant or what that does. But it's so important because I can see it with my own eyes. It's mimicking the exact size of the hair follicle. And again, when I saw Joe looking at it like 2 inches away from my eyes, it's everyone needs to see that if they're interested in doing this.
Yeah.
You'd be done. You'd be booking right away. But for me, it was like I said, 2 years. It was a big decision because I never saw anybody in person. But what got me was your last couple clients and seeing them, and then having a picture done of me a few weeks ago, or I'm sorry, a couple months ago, and noticing my side and the hairline.
Yeah.
And this going back, I said, that's it. I'm going for it.
That's so exciting. I'm so grateful that you're willing to share too, because it's like people are always like, why don't you post more pictures? Why isn't this out there? And I'm like, you guys, like, privacy is our biggest thing. We've got guys that like come in and they're like hiding their faces. They're like walking into the location.
No.
And Joe and I were like, okay, well, that's cool, you know, whatever works. But it's so important for people to feel comfortable and to know that this is a real deal. So we won't post any pictures or say any of this unless somebody gives us their permission, obviously.
I've told my family, my friends, my coworkers, and some that are in my same situation, at least at work, are really anticipating, curious to see how it comes out. And they saw the first session. As you said, it comes out light first.
Yes, let me zoom in so people can see. So this is after session 1. I worked on you, how long ago was it?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, okay. So we had 1 session, so just so that you guys can see. And as you can see, it stuck a lot better on this side than it did on this side, and that is very, very normal. We do it in a build-up process. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go grab the mirror. Both sides are different, and I wanna see how you feel. And I want you guys at home to know that this is a wax pen. We're gonna be in and out of this line. It's never gonna look pressed on like this. So don't let it scare you. Let me grab you a mirror real quick. Okay, so the right side, this right here, my right, excuse me, let me come, is slightly lower. So if you take a look, it is slightly lower. Okay? Now this side is a little bit further back, but I kind of like both, and it's gonna be preference, right? We're on 2nd session now. It's gonna be whether you like it or not. I love this as your starting point. That's fantastic. I think that's good, that's age appropriate, that's something that's gonna be able to be with you long term. But how do you feel on the sides now? And we're not done. This is a process. We work at it.
Yeah, I mean, if I were just to give you my suggestion for myself, I guess I have this in my head that I just may want it just
a little bit more?
A little bit more here. And just a little bit more here. Well, that looks like a lot more, but yeah.
Yeah.
I really have that in my head as how I would like to see
Then let's do it. Let's bring, so the way that we'll do it is in like baby steps, just as you know how I do everything. It's tiny little baby steps. So let's draw it out. Let's see if you like it. And if we need to go more, then we'll just draw it out a little bit more, but we'll do it in those type of little steps.
Other than that, just...
And see, they're both different right now. I hope you guys at home can see that they're different on both sides. Okay, perfect. Let's draw it out. Let's see how we feel about it then. And Mrs. Conservative when it comes to this, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, we have to be as careful as possible. I mean, it's your hairline, you know, it's gotta be flawless.
I mean, I don't want 18 in.
Of course. Like I said, we'll do it in little steps and see how we feel about it. And then we'll start matching the other side. And again, we don't want it to be perfect.
Right.
Because if it's perfect, it looks off. Okay, so I'm afraid that this wax pin is going to scare people. And see, I'm already liking how this side is coming along. That's looking beautiful. And again, on the sides, we're gonna be all feathered out. So let me show you what you think on this side. And if you wanna go more, let's go more.
That looks better, and I guess you didn't do this side.
Nope, not yet. I wanna make sure we get this
So-
side first and then we'll match it.
Looking to the side, yeah, that's
Do
it.
you wanna stay right there or?
No, that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Heck yeah. All right, so let's match the other side now.
I mean, I obviously some people go further. I wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm gonna be 50, so I don't want
Something age appropriate.
to age appropriate.
Yeah, that's always like in my mind, it's like, okay, what is this gonna look like as you get older? You want something that's gonna be age appropriate where people are gonna look at you and be like, hey, what's going on with your hairline?
Okay.
Can you put your head slightly down for me? Perfect. And then go ahead and bring it back up. Perfect. Okay. All right, go ahead and put your head lower just a little bit for me. And see, now we're kind of just working with it and seeing which side we're gonna prefer and get them to be perfectly imperfect. So they're still slightly off. I'm gonna keep working it just a little bit. Make sure that we get that. All right, I'm gonna have you raise your eyebrows as high as you can go.
Am I doing it?
You are, and that's fantastic. Got like no wrinkles. It's like perfect. I'm like, yeah, it's like so good. Okay, and go ahead and put your head slightly down. So see, we're still slightly off. All right, we're gonna keep working it. Now I'm gonna fix this side. We're just about there. But this one is just now, in my estimation, a little further back. Take a look at it. And then this side, I kind of brought in just a little bit more. I want to make sure which side you prefer, even the flow, right? It's kind of like the curving. You still like, okay, perfect. So then now we're going to match that one to that one. Perfect. Okay?
Yep.
Sounds good. So guys at home, we just kind of wanted to give you an idea of where we're at. We're still going to keep working this hairline, and then we're going to get started on session 2. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. Anything you want to say, or you're good to go?
I'll be happy to show session 2 when it's done.
Heck yes. All right. Thanks, guys. You guys have a beautiful day.